Welcome to the SNLF weekly show, where today it's a bit different, boys and girls. Bit different, because we are 3 men down from the team. It's disgraceful. During the season, 2 of the team have decided to take holidays. In all fairness, it is Trev's 50th coming up, so he's gone out to America. Statman, he is away on holiday too, very deservedly so. And, of course, the SNLF food guy, which is Gareth, is actually at Jimmy Carr tonight. So that's a fair play. Fair play. However, I could not be trusted to do this alone. No one would trust me to do this alone. So I brought a couple of wise men along with me. Okay, down the bottom of your screen, I'm delighted to introduce Andy Philpott, chairman of Storrington FC. Andy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Mike. How you doing?
Good. And in the top of the screen, we've got the poshest name in football, Monty Watson Price of Roffey. Monts, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to hear. Okay, so the show must go on, as it does. So today, Andy, I want to start by speaking with yourself.
Yep, cool.
Today we have chairman. You're on the SCFL Div 2. Relegated last year on some, I'd say, potentially controversial grounds, but rules are rules. So, Andy, how long have you been starting chairman, and how's your season gone so far, pal?
Yeah, thank you. I don't like the word relegation. I think we were demoted. That's the word that I describe, as you say, because of ground grading regulations. So I've been probably acting chairman for about a year now. Been officially chairman since July of this year. How are things going? Depends, I think, if you want to talk about on-field or off-field.
Let's talk on-field first.
On-field, yeah, sure. So, as a result of getting relegated or demoted, I should say, we had to rebuild our side. We lost all but 3 players from our squad.
And how big was the squad? The
squad was probably a good 20. That we used in Step 6 in Div 1 last year. We lost a lot of our 23s players as well that would have been sort of coming through. But I say from a first team point of view, we lost all but 3 players.
I'm assuming that's because they didn't want to stay around and try it out in Div 2, or they felt that they wanted to play at that level or higher for the season.
I think you've got a mixture of both in there in terms of we probably knew 2 or 3 players that were never going to go into the new season. Already spoken to Dave Ray, who was our manager previously in last season. So there was probably 2 or 3 that we weren't going to. The rest I've gone and played for other teams, either stayed in Step 6 Division 1, gone on to play for different sides, which is fair enough. I think we don't pay our players. We like players to stay who want to play for Storrington Community Football Club, and so that's what we're doing, and that's what we're rebuilding to going forwards. So into this season, we started pretty well. One sort of 2-3 games on the bounce, where it's all going well, and then we hit almost immediately and hit a big injury crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when, and I think Lee talks to us at our committee meeting, Lee, our manager, every month about just not being able to pick the same 11, starting 11 week in, week out, because of all the changes going on. So with that inconsistency in terms of the squad and availability, then gives you inconsistent results. But that,
it's
yeah,
not an easy league as well, is it, to get out of? Let's be honest.
No,
I mean,
there
you got some sides in there. You've
There's
got
some very good sides, and they're very experienced sides. You know, we're playing against sides who are, have got experienced players that are used to playing in, the Prem and Div 1, who are all sort of, if you like, at the twilight of their careers, playing in Div 2. You've got, mixture. You've got the likes of Chichester, who are again a young side, but obviously with the Chichester, base in terms of their squads, they're very good playing sides. TD Shipley, who have come up and
flying,
done
they're
well.
flying at the moment, those boys.
Extremely well, yeah.
12 out of 12, 41 scored, 8 conceded.
Absolutely.
Rustington can't
hitting some form now. Yeah.
Southwater, they got a good little setup up there,
Yeah.
And then obviously you got a band for the local teams in front of you, such as your Upper Beedings and your Ferrens and that. So was this season all about reconsolidation of the club? Because the amount of money those ground repairs and upgrades, we're going to cost. We're talking tens of thousands, ain't we, Andy?
We are, yeah.
And as a club, as a community club, you have a couple of sponsors, and that the main thing is from like the volunteers and the bar, and that you make the money from. How do you make it sustainable, bud?
So since I've been chair, we've basically my ethos has been making tough decisions sometimes with a long-term benefit, rather than, and again, no disrespect to previous regimes and things, but I felt, and when looking at what was going on, there was lots of easy decisions made because they were just easy and didn't need a lot of involvement.
Are they decisions you wouldn't have made?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, decisions I wouldn't have made. So with our new committee in place, we are talking about, and we are making decisions now which are not necessarily easy financially, but they are the ones that build us into a 3, 5, 10-year plan going forwards. So we haven't got, like you said, we haven't got lots of money to splash about, but there were things that we could do to immediately help us in terms of starting to get back on track to get into step 6.
So is the plan for this year then to do as best as you can? I see you're mid-table at the moment. You're in 11th spot.
Yep.
Up and down in different season. Know your manager, good guy. A lot of potential there. Hopefully he's going to get some time to really beat in what his squad was. Bearing in mind you only kept 3 players. Yeah. But the idea is it for maybe next year to go all guns blazing and say we want to start getting back into step 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we've got the first part and the major part of the reason why we got demoted into step 7 was our external fencing. So that work is now we've secured the FA grant, we've secured the funding that we needed to contribute to it.
How much funds does that hand?
So we're paying about $5,000 of a 14-15 grand total bill.
Wow.
That's just for the external fencing. So there are 2 other major things need to be done. But basically 75% of it, the FA will grant us, 25% we have to pay.
So how comes it's been so long since it had to be done then? Or was it a new thing brought in? Or did you have a deadline that it wasn't met?
So the FA have had stipulations to do this for many years.
Right.
the Sussex FA didn't fulfil those regulations, if you like, that the FA were asking for. So it got to a point where, and I believe the FA did this with a number of different sort of national FA, said, look, enough is enough. You've got to now, as of this next season, you've got to, all your clubs must hit this specific deadline.
So it's just basically dropped on you and said, you got to do this. You will go and find 15 bags worth of money.
So we were assessed in December. We had to have the work done by obviously the following March. We had everything in place, and we had one major sponsor drop out.
Really?
Which meant that we couldn't actually do the work. So we went back to the FA and said, this has happened. Can we have a reprieve? They said, no, we haven't got the work done by the 31st of March of last year. Of this year. March of this year. You'll be relegated. So that sponsor dropped out in December. And we just didn't have the time to. The work was going to start in January of last year. Of the year just gone. We were in a position where we couldn't do any more about it. We weren't getting a reprieve, so we had to suck it up and get demoted.
Fair enough.
So it's been all about. So we spoke about it's a rebuild. It's a rebuild on and off the pitch. We got a player pathway, which is working really well. I wrote some stats down earlier on. We've had 6 under-18s play for the first team this season already. We've only played 12 games. Our captain, our under-18s captain, young Ryan Jenkins, has played 10 of the 12 games. And he's doing really well. So what you talk about, the future is good. Bringing a bit of experience as well. We got a team that will challenge for that Div 2 title next year.
Good. Well, I'm looking forward to it. We'll speak later at the end at the show. You've got a bit of an event coming up in a couple of weeks.
We have indeed.
Remind everyone about. But now I want to bring into the fold the man with the poshest name in football, Monty Watson-Price, Roffey FC, goalkeeper, works with the 23s, the 18s, 17s as well, is it? 16s?
Yeah, 17s.
Yeah. The women, you also a ref, a guy that's obviously and clearly got no time for anything else rather than football. Mons, how you been? How's Roffey FC?
Yeah, it's been a bit topsy-turvy. Obviously, you'll probably see the table. We're not where we were at this stage last season. We were second at this point last year. We're currently 10th. So obviously, it's not exactly where we'd want to be, but I think we kind of knew that at the start of the season, setting it out. We're looking to consolidate. We're building upon what we did last season, looking to just keep our spot in the league, as we're mainly having to focus all of our efforts on the development of a new ground.
That sounds exciting, doesn't it? I've seen the details of that. So talk to us more about that. What you can say, by the way.
Basically, it's kind of what's going on at Storrington is we can't get promoted with our current ground.
Okay.
Due to ground grading, our change rooms aren't big enough. We don't have outside lavatories. We don't have enough seats. Blah 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 blah. And we just can't get planning permission to do it at our current ground. So we have to, unfortunately, build a whole new ground.
Okay.
Is going to be across the dual carriageway from where we currently are. Going to be 4G pitch. And then I think I believe we were told there's going to be some grass pitches outside and a cricket pitch, which I believe Roffey Cricket Club will be playing on. and then a nice big clubhouse, and I believe a good sized stand as well.
Okay. I mean, I've been up the club pre-season. Absolutely superbly run club in the background. Met the chairman, his lovely lady, lovely wife there. Come up, did the charity game with you guys. Fantastic. Got so much time for Jack Mundy. You know, he is an absolute legend. He's been supportive of our lot for a long time. He's not getting the rub of the green. I definitely know that resources are not as what they were, if you know what that means. But one thing I do want to tell you, you went away the other week, didn't you? What happened to Guernsey?
Jeez.
Mate, you went away to Guernsey. You got pumped 8-0. Monty, what's happening, bud?
Long weekend. I mean, I don't think the preparation overall was as good as it can be. I mean, flying out on the morning is never going to be great. Then we're sitting around in the clubhouse for 2.5 hours because the weather was horrible as it was back here.
You did it all in one.
No, we didn't. We did it all in one day. But yeah, so we sat in the clubhouse, which isn't the biggest. If people haven't been there, and then obviously we got all the people who just use the pitch in the morning. So the youth team, so the parents are sitting in there as well. So it's not loads of space. So you've just got off a cramped flight into a cramped coach into a cramped clubhouse. Not the greatest preparation. The weather was horrible. Well, that's never an excuse. The weather's the same for both teams, but I mean, it was torrential. We were so cold. I mean, at half time. I mean, I didn't start. I was subbed on about 20 minutes in.
What happened to your keeper?
He got injured.
Oh right.
We suspected at first he broke his leg, but that was 2:15 that the incident happened, and he'd had his scan and was back at the airport for off late in the evening. He'd had an X-ray and everything, so the speed of that was.
They do it different in Guernsey, don't they? Because they got
it was absolutely immense.
You got a few quid.
Luckily, no break.
Well,
that was the last I heard. But so I came on after about 20 minutes, freezing cold because I've just been sat.
Mom, what was the score when you come on?
2-0.
Okay, cool. Bad start.
2-0 after 20 minutes. Freezing cold as it was, coming on, taking off layers when I want to be putting layers on.
It's a nice setup though, isn't it?
It's a nice setup, very nice setup.
It's like a step 2, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you just look. My big thing I judge teams on is their scoreboard. I always have a look at the scoreboard, and it's a lovely scoreboard. And you see the amount of cameras they've got around the ground. I mean, as much as I hated watching it, the highlight reel of their 8 goals. I mean, just that they have about 9 different camera angles.
That Ross Allen score.
He, to be fair, he bossed the game. He was so good. He was immense.
He's like their all-time goal scorer. He's played like much higher levels as well. You know, he's a really, really good guy. I sat down with him. I reckon one day he'll end up being the gaffer there. Although the gaffer that's there at the moment, he's been there like 600 games. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to pull your leg no more, mate. You went over there, you got a pumping. I'm more disappointed you didn't stay for the night and at least showed your face around the Guernsey bars. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be showing my face around any bars as someone who doesn't drink. But I mean, the best we managed was a walk to the co-op round the corner, and might have had this fantastic spaghetti bolognese afterwards as the post-match meal. But that was it. We were there and back as we all have other stuff to do. I mean, assistant manager Dean, myself, we were then supposed to go off to the under-18s the Sunday morning, Jack's obviously got his daughter was playing, so we're all busy people, got to shoot off, so we just couldn't do the night.
Well, of all the weeks I asked you to come on there and help me out, it's that week. So I'm sorry to bring that up, but you know I was going to ask you about it. But yeah, who you got this week?
We're home to Lingfield, so we know what they're going to be like. Liam, the newish manager, I know him well from previous adventures. They'll be hard to beat. They'll be a good, solid, physical team, well coached. So it'll be a tricky game, but we'll go there. Well, I say go there. We're at home.
That's a club that I think could do a lot more, and I think eventually they will do, especially over the next couple of seasons. I think they'll. Really
as soon as they get back home, I think they'll really kick in, because it's always tricky playing games. Well, they're playing games half an hour from home.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always going to count against you.
Tricky.
But yeah, I'm sorry you had the bad result there, Mon. But I know Roffey FC have got really good things coming up in the next 18 months or so. An exciting time to be at the club if everything goes through like it should do. But we got to get on with the show, lads. So we're going to get straight into it. National League South. Monty, do you want to kick us off? How did our teams get on?
Well, on Saturday, Worthing won by 2-1 at Slough. Eastbourne went down 7-0 at Torquay, and Horsham drew 1-1 at Hemel Hempstead. Then midweek, so last night, Eastbourne versus Dorking Wanderers was postponed. Horsham won 2-1 at Ebbsfleet, and Worthing lost 3-2 at Torquay.
Yeah. Andy, do you ever get to see much National League?
No, I don't actually. No. But yeah, I was just looking at the league and looking at the what's going on and stuff. So obviously, I know our friends down in Horsham down the road are doing very well.
Yeah, Dom's having a cracking season with that lot.
Yeah.
He's taking that club to new heights.
Yeah.
And long may it continue. Yeah. But I'm concerned about Eastbourne Borough.
Yeah, I mean, losing 7, going 7 shit past them. Torquay are a decent side by the looks of it. Got on good form. But
a lot of negative press as well online over the last week or so. Maybe some disconnect with some fans and things like that after getting a 7-0 pumping. But that club are too big to be there, gents.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, for a club like Eastbourne Borough that was really, pressuring it for last season, to be sitting rock bottom with what actually they do have is the youngest side. I keep saying it. They've got the youngest side. I don't care. For me, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Mm-hmm.
It might take a few older heads now to help them get out of that position, because there's 6 points from safety and 4 go down.
4, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's already looking tough, isn't it?
It is. I mean, and they'll have the local fixtures as well over Christmas time and that. I think Worthing are playing them. So Worthing, they've been on a roll, absolute steamroll. Prodigal son, Adam Hinshelwood, has come back. Literally had them playing out their skin, defensively super solid. Going forward, they're looking like they were scoring all the time when, in previous games before him, that was finding hard to come by with Ag's system. Not to criticise it at all, he's a great coach. Mm-hmm. And then last night, always a tough place to go. Torquay lost 3-2.
Yeah.
Where do you see them, Monty, finishing up this year, Worthing?
Oh, playoffs, comfortably playoffs. And I personally, I'd say fourth. I'd say them because looking at the teams above them, Hornchurch obviously doing really, really well. Weston-super-Mare, and then Torquay being the big club that they are, will always be in and around the mix. And obviously playing 2 Sussex sides on the bounce and winning by an aggregate score of 10-2. But I mean, Worthing, you're doing really well, like you said. Seven wins on the bounce before last night. 20 goals scored in that time. Only 4 conceded. And I think with Hinch coming back, another big return was Brad Dolligan. I mean, obviously he's not been there long. He's scored 11 goals already. He's already the league's top goal scorer. So he's been doing absolutely fantastically, and I can remember playing against him at under 18s level, and I mean I shipped 8 again.
That seems one more, and you'll be that bet sponsor, isn't it? 8. But but yeah, I mean that lad's electrifying. He really is.
He's a man.
And will he be at Worthing next year? No. But once they've got him and they kick on, but yeah, I agree. Where you at? Comfortably playoffs, comfortably.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Worthing. Of the Worthing or Horsham, I think Worthing are probably going to be the ones that are going to be in the playoffs. Obviously, both got tough games this weekend, haven't they? They're playing first and second in the league.
Hornchurch this Saturday, is it?
Worthing, Hornchurch,
Hornchurch and Horsham welcome
Weston-super-Mare, yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
2.
Wow. So there could be some real action over there this one. We'll stay on the Worthing in a second. Worthing at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. So they'd easily have 2,000 plus down there. Maybe 2,200, maybe more. You know, cheering them on. Hornchurch, though, they've only lost once all season. Drew 6. You know, so there might be a flaw there, but I'd expect Worthing to take something from the game. Yeah, I mean, they're a good side, Hornchurch. But Horsham, how many are they unbeaten now in?
11.
11 unbeaten.
It's the longest unbeaten run in the league.
Wow. And everyone expected them to end up in, you know, go for 20th, 19th, 18th, just to stay above that relegation. He's walking on water at the moment over there, Dom. He really is. And
you know, I mean, they're doing brilliantly. I've wrote a few things up here. What was that? They've picked up more points than Averley did in the entirety of last season.
What the hell is that?
Give me a second, I'm going to find out what that is.
Yeah, mute your feed. It was like a bee got caught in his room and attacked him. Unbelievable.
A fan or something going off on it. Yeah.
He lives out in the sticks, doesn't he, old Monty? He probably lives in some like stately home or something like that. You know what I mean? You know, like antiques
the butler's doing some chainsawing or something. Yeah.
Jeeves is at the front door and he ready to let him in. But yeah, I mean, like Horsham, fantastic setup up there. How long can they sustain it? Well, the longer they're in the playoff spots and the longer they're getting results and the longer they're going unbeaten, teams might have to start putting some real respect on the name of it, saying actually they could. And you know what it's like, Anne, in those playoffs. Yeah, it is a one-off game to get there.
Yeah.
You know, how many times do the team that comes third or second in this league, actually go up? Do you know what I mean? And there's loads about it. Dorking sitting 7th place, just at the edge of that playoff spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And in between them and another 8 teams is only 6 points. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous like that. So yeah. What the pitch was looking like at the weekend?
So yeah, I think so obviously we said Horsham have got Weston-super-Mare. Worthing, Paul Church, Eastbourne Borough, Hampton and Richmond. No.
Well, that already, Hampton and Richmond already is a 6-pointer. It might as well be a 20-pointer because they have to win that. Or, I don't know. But anyway, Monty, you're back, mate. What
Yes.
happened?
Water heater.
Really?
Yeah, old-fashioned here. Water heater kicked in.
Water heater.
Yeah.
You should have got one. You should have got one of your servants to take care of that, mate. Especially not when you're on a podcast with us, lad. Anyway, let's move on now to the Isthmian Premier. And the sales. Mons, how are our sides getting on in there?
Yeah, doing really, really well, to be fair. I mean, look at Burgess Hill, picked up another win last night. A hard-fought win. I'm just going to get all the results up so I can
really
do
like
it properly.
Really like what they're doing at that club at Burgess Hill. The expansion plans, the new owners that come in, want to do things to the best coaches, managers around in Gary and Joe. It's another club. It's an exciting time. You ever get to see any of those, Andy? Do you ever get out of Storringham, mate? Because that must be a real ball ache as a chairman.
Apart from Storrington away games, not a lot. I occasionally go down and see our my friends in Stenning on a Tuesday night, but other than that, I don't get to see many games.
That's a shame, mate. It's a shame. Have you got any like third or fourth teams or like vets teams I could sneak into for a couple of games?
Maybe. I'll tell you what. It's on my radar, mate. Storrington.
So, Mons, what we got?
So at the weekend, Whitehawk won 3-2 at Potter's Bar. Lewis lost 2-0 at home to 10-man Chatham. Burgess Hill drew 3-3 away at 10-man Cray. And Chichester went down by 5-2 at home to Brentwood. And then last night, 10-man Whitehawk lost 2-1 at home to 10-man Dartford. And Burgess Hill won 4-3 at St Albans.
Well, let's start at Whitehawk. You know, Sean's done an absolute incredible job down there, I think, from when he took over the club. One of our friends of the brand, Ryan Gaylor, is doing excellent stuff in their development and youth side as director of youth football down there. There's a tough old league there. 23 points, Andy, mid-table.
Yeah.
They've got Ramsgate coming up, Canvey and Welling.
Well, yeah. I mean, they could pick up a few points there. I mean, they're in their last 5. They've won 2, drew 1, lost 2. Whitehawk. So, they're picking up wins. They're losing. Yeah.
And they're going to be playing to the teams at the bottom 3.
Yeah.
And whereas Ramsgate, who I think have been disappointing this year, they're only a couple of places above them. You know, if they go and get 6 points up there, could they be pushed to the playoffs?
Yeah.
I'd back them up a top half finish, I'd say. I think playoffs probably will be a bit of a push for them. Obviously, because you got the likes of Brentwood, Chatham, Avery, Dartford, Cray, Dulwich Hamlet, Billericay, all in the mix, because it's again a really, really tough league. Lots of big clubs. I know there's a lot of money being thrown around at the top end of that table, so it's going to be a real ask. But I'd say I'd back them for top 10.
Back them for top 10.
Yeah, but Burgess Hill, Andy, where are they finishing this year? You're halfway through the season, or near?
I think they're definitely playoff potential there, aren't they? Again, last 5 they've won 3, drawn 2, so they're unbeaten in the 5. I like Burgess Hill. I like Burgess Hill.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, I'm struggling to find anyone that's going to topple Folkestone and Victor at the moment, though. They're looking pretty damn hot. They've only lost once all season. 4 points clear, game in hand. It's looking like they could really, really kick on. I mean, the next game's against Chichester at home. Chichester, they're catching up with their games from the unfortunate tragedy that happened within their club. Again, and Folkestone are home to Averley, and then Brentwood. They got 3 home games coming up. They got a chance to really, really kick on now. But Chichester guys, you know, they've only played 14 games. They've got a lot of games, at least 3, 4 on a lot of the teams there. They need to start converting some points, don't they?
No, I'd say it's coming. Obviously, knowing the coaches they've got down there, the likes of Dabba,
who's incredible.
He's fantastic. Because I mean, I don't know. I'm myself and my sister. We both go to Chichester Uni. Okay. And I do football coaching as a degree. Don't know how you can get a degree in that, but
You do goalkeeper coaching in that?
A little bit. But so I know how hard they work. I know what they're doing, and I know how good they can be. But you can't forget they're working with the smallest budget in the league.
I've heard that, right? And I didn't believe that. But you've also heard that as well.
That's what I've been told, because you're looking at teams like the Aveleys and your Chathams who are working with about 14 grand a week for their squad.
Really?
That's yeah. And then Chichester, I was told their weekly budget's 2 grand.
That is 7 times less.
So yeah, 7 times more, and you're trying to compete at that.
Well, that just goes to show.
Always going to be tricky.
It goes to show how good Dabba is then. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no,
he's developed those players.
Remarkable. He's absolutely fantastic. The insight you get into football when working with him is immense, and he could easily step into any Premier League academy and just be fantastic. But
we had him on the show last season. It's just like a cool geezer, you know, a mind, a footballing mind. You want to listen to, and become a bit of a sponge. So yeah, what's the upcoming fixtures? Where are they going to get points for us?
Looking at their upcoming games, they've got a tough next 2 games. Obviously, they go to Folkestone and Victor, and then they welcome Chatham. But after that, they welcome Cray Valley Paper Mills to Oaklands Park, and then go to Canvey Island. So you're looking at the next 4 games. You can feasibly see them getting 6 points easily, and then away at St Albans. St Albans seem to be very hot and cold at the moment. So you can very much see 7 to 9 points out of their next 5 games, which, although it's not brilliant, but you're forgetting they've got 4 games in hand on Lewis, and they got 4 games in hand on Lewis and 5 games in hand on Dulwich, Hamlet, and Dartford. So if they win all their games in hand on Dartford, they go above them, and Dartford are 5th. That's mad.
That shows how compact it is at the moment up there.
Yeah, it is.
This league seems to be dipping and changing. People seem to be dropping points left, right, and centre from starting off. The same with Lewis as well. Lewis had a flying start, you know. And there's changes at the club. I'm not sure how much some of the off the field stuff has affected them, but they can't buy a win at the moment, Lewis.
No, apart from when they beat Brentwood a couple of weeks ago. It seems Brentwood are a team that that struggling sides can get a result off of, but the top teams can't. I mean, you're looking at their recent games. They lost 3-0 at Wingate and Finchley, 3-0 to Chatham, 3-2 to Cole Shulton, and drew 1-0 with Cray Valley Paper Mills. And then you think a couple of weeks back as well, the Sussex Senior Cup, a side that's struggling, the Step 3 teams that are struggling, they want to win those cups because it gives them a little bit of reassurance. But they were in a 2-step cup set away at Roffey.
I know.
So you gotta pick and choose your battles, and that's a game where you can get real confidence builder, playing a team 2 divisions below, pop a couple past them, and build confidence. And they decided we'll field a really weak team, very much rotated, lost, and then they're out of all the cups.
What did you see when you saw that team sheet?
Well, we knew it was coming. We knew they were rotating. We knew in advance.
You had some info from within the camp, or
we got some info from inside the camp, being told that
it was
going to be there on
the cupboard.
Potentially, but we got some info, so we knew it was going to be their under 18s team coming, which surprised us because we're thinking it's a competition you want to be taking seriously, because as a Step 3 side you can feasibly get to the semi-finals and then you're just one game away from the Amex.
True, very true. What's your opinion on that, Andy? Andy, with fielding squads that, you know, for maybe some cups you don't fancy, being a chairman, or do you just do you want people through the door to earn a bit of?
You want to stay in as many cup competitions as possible, because then that feeds into your league performances. I feel the more providing you got the right squad size, the more you're in the cups, the better I think you do in the leagues. And also, like you said, like, you know, those home games, you know, under the lights midweek, fantastic revenues. You know, not just for, you know, Step 6 sides, but, you know, even higher. You know, all those extra games. All helps, doesn't it?
You know, I'm a firm believer in consistency. Obviously, this is going to be a really busy time of the year coming up. You know, December, notoriously, you know, you're playing a couple of more games than you normally would.
Yeah.
You know, it's about this time as well. Suspensions start kicking in for bookings. You know, the odd reds and that, players picking up injuries. I get why they did it, but would I have fielded a whole, you know, a very, very, very inexperienced team, or did they not want the distraction? You know, we won't know. But it's interesting you've got the information early doors. The Roffey boys got that, so there's definitely a there's a mole in the camp, and we like that sometimes. Right, let's move on. Oh no. I was getting ahead of myself then, wasn't I? You know what I mean? So that's what happens when the other lads ain't there, and I actually have to do something. You know, keep it in some kind of order. You know, rather than having like a
random
a couple of beers. You know, on a Wednesday, like the wife's come back. Do you know what I mean? But no, I actually have to take this seriously because the show must go. And as soon as you do that, Andy, you pick up a beer. That's unbelievable, mate. I've been sitting here drinking water. Right, let's move on. Isthmian South East. Andy, what's been happening to our lads?
What's been going on? So, obviously, Three Bridges are flying high still. On Saturday, although they actually lost on Saturday, 4-2 to Faversham Town. Hastings won 1-0 at Jersey Bulls. Broadbridge Heath won 2-0 Erith. Essex went down 4-2 to Ashford United. East Grinstead still struggling. They lost 5-1 to Margate. Crowborough beat Mersham away 2-1. and
Good
Seven
result.
Oaks, yeah, good result. Yeah, Seven Oaks Town beat Eastbourne Town 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the Saturday results.
Is there some games on Tuesday?
There were games on Tuesday. There was the Velocity Cup. Broadbridge lost 3-2 to Kingstonian. That was the
I
only
saw a
Tuesday.
clip of a really controversial winner they got as well.
Really?
So, yeah, I thought there was might have been a hand in there. If it's the right clip that I saw, but yeah, I think that's definitely one that Mr. Simo there will not be happy about. I don't think. Let's start at the top though, boys. Three Bridges. Still there, still playing excellent football. Jamie Curlin's lads on fire until, strangely, last night. 2 Faversham.
I mean, you look at how they've gone this season. 19 games, 13 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 51 goals scored already. I mean, 51 goals in 19 games. That is, it's immense. And as I played for Three Bridges under 18s 2-3 years ago, and got the privilege of stepping into first team training throughout pre-season, and the standard that he was setting was absolutely fantastic. And that was pre-pitch, and that was back when they were coming off of a lower finish in the table. So but the level that they were at then, it was fantastic. And then you look a couple of seasons on, and obviously they got playoffs, and then just about missed out last season, and then this season they're flying top of the league, only a point clear from Whiteleaf. But you look and you go, well, who's going to topple them? Because they're playing really, really good football, getting results, scoring lots of goals, and not conceding very many. I mean, you think they played 4th place Croydon, or was it 2 weeks ago, and beaten 2-0 at Croydon?
Yeah, that ain't easy to go to.
And it's not an easy place to go.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I'm quite excited about what they're trying to do up there. I think it definitely shows, gentlemen. If you really want to kick on in those kind of areas, it does help having one of those 3G pitches. Yeah. It really does. You can train consistently, come rain or shine. You can bring in the revenue. I think I mentioned it the other day, or on maybe on Lee's IBB 10 podcast. That was that we talked about that if Arundel had it, if Arundel had that kind of thing, they could kick on as a club. I know because I've been in that club. But they'll be pushed all the way with AFC Whiteleaf. AFC Whiteleaf have got some funny money there chucking around up there. Got to the Vase final, this year, last year. Let's talk about Broadbridge Chief. I had the pleasure of having some time with their manager, Chris, on Sunday. And he's a great thinker of the game. He's one of, I think, football's real nice guys. I've never heard like a bad word said about him. And then when he gets a few decisions against him, rightfully he can say something. He said something today, very gracious in defeat though. But they're having a great season. Andy, it's you ever come across Mr. Chris?
Yes, I have. Yeah. Like the guy. Yeah, I think he was there when I took our 23s to Broadbridge Heath last season. He was there and said hello. With their 23 set up. Again, not far down the road. doing things the right way. Absolutely. So, I mean, they're sitting quite nicely in 6th place, aren't they?
They're having a great season, mate.
Yeah, they're having a decent season there.
They really struggled with. They lost a few players pre-season. Chris himself says, at times he couldn't get some of the players he wanted in, and now look what he's doing now. I think if you take that Velocity Cup out last night, where it was a controversial winner, by all accounts, allegedly, as they say, he's had a. To be fair, he's had a great month. 2-0 home to Erith Town, 3-1 away to Beckenham, 2-1 to Jersey Bulls. Went over to Margate, pushed them all the way. Really lost 3-2. And the start of November, they won 5-0 against East Grinstead Town. We obviously know that East Grinstead Town have had a tough go. We'll mention them in a second.
Yeah.
How far can they go, Bobby G? I mean, it's in between you two, isn't it? Really, where it is, regionally, and that.
It is,
I mean, you look at them; they got game in hand on all the teams in the playoff places. So if they win that, then they do jump Margate into 5th.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing that will be really key for them is quite the opposite to when they first came into the league. Their away form was imperious. They did really, really well away from home. Whereas this season, they've only failed to win one home game, and that was against Faversham in September. So they're winning everything at home, and it's becoming a real fortress.
Okay.
Teams don't want to go there because they'll just grind out a result, even if it's a tricky game. I mean, you look, they played Sheppey at home, won 5-4. Played Eastbourne Town in a Sussex derby and blew them out 5-0. I mean, that's just not something in Sussex derbies. You just don't do that. Jersey Bulls flew over, team that are gonna be really good and gonna dig in, beaten 2-1. Hastings United in the Sussex Senior Cup. I know Hastings had a rotated team because they couldn't field everyone due to them all being cup tied. But still beaten 5-1. So their home form is imperious this season. Away from home, obviously, it was at 5 defeats on the road, but that's it's not too big of an issue, is it? When you're sitting 6th, you're doing something right. I mean, with the turnover of players they had in pre-season, I mean, I played for them 2 years ago, and I don't recognise 75% of the team anymore.
And that must be an absolute manager's nightmare. It really is. Because how can you plan long term? You know what it's like, Andy, as a chairman, and Monty. You must find the same kind of scenario, being like doing the 23s. You can't get a settled side. How and you have to keep starting again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Sometimes you just you got to flow with it, haven't you?
You certainly have to. But let's move on, and let's talk Crowborough. I want to talk Crowborough, another club that I really have a lot of time for. Muggsy up there. What's he on? Like about 5 billion games now. He's done the row, hasn't he? Oh, Muggsy. He'll be the last man out. He will, and he's a great guy. Great guy. Love talking football to him. They've gone up. They've definitely established themselves. Monty, what you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that are always going to do solidly. They're a team that work hard. They're well coached. They're well drilled. They know the plan. They'll grind out results when they need to. They'll try to play nice football, but when you can't play nice football, which especially coming to this time of the year, pitches start getting heavy, conditions poor. You've got to start grinding out results, and they're a team that can do it. They did it brilliantly last season. I mean, I think a great example of that was, I think at one point last year they were 16 points behind us at the start of March, I think, and they finished above us.
Yeah.
They just grind out results. I mean, they've had a bit of a tricky time in the last month. I mean, they lost to Sittingbourne, lost to Sheppey, drew at Hassocks, and were mauled 8-0 at Whiteleaf. And obviously, I know what losing 8-0 is, and it can drain the life out of you.
I don't.
but I mean,
I'm not in that club.
They're picking up some results. I mean, unless I'm wrong, they're still in the Velocity Trophy, so that's really good for them. And obviously they're lower mid-table, 14th. It's pretty good. The main issue for them would have been the amount of goals they've conceded, because I mean they've got the third worst defence in the league this season.
Okay.
So if they can just shore that up, they'll be fine. They'll be comfortable. They're a team I consider quite similar to Eastbourne Town in the fact that they get good turnouts. It can be a tricky place to go, and they might take a season to really establish themselves, but then I think they'll really kick on next season.
I mean, I hope so, because they got really, really good people around that club. You know, every time I've ever been up there, whether it's in a footballing capacity, a coaching capacity, or a drinking beer capacity, it is pretty nice because you're welcomed in. You know, it's a really, really nice place to go. Yeah, I hope they kick on. You ever been up there, Andy? Or you just,
Of course I haven't.
Of course I haven't. Hassocks. Now, those Westlake boys have come up. They were imperious last season. Absolutely fantastic team. Coached supremely well. You know, allegedly didn't work on much resources, or if any, which is incredible, really.
What I heard as well. Yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah, because we Storrington took a team to Hassocks last year, played them in one of the cups. Yeah, got roundly beaten, but got roundly stuffed. But yeah, talking to their chairman, afterwards and that. And
Pat Harding.
Yeah.
Wonderful guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And again, another club, doing the right thing.
Yeah. I love it when he does his little interviews. You know, on Pat match day Pat stuff. I love it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's where are they going to finish, Mons?
I'd say around where they are now, 15th. I mean, they're again well drilled, well coached. They know, every player knows what they're meant to do. They've run a lot, they work hard, and they fight for each other. That is the most important thing in around this level. Is you can have some really, really good players, but if you don't work hard, what's the point of doing it? So, because I mean, you look at each of their players, and you go, that if you look at it on paper, you go, well, they might have one of the worst squads in the league, but they work really hard together, and they're a team. They've been together for a number of years.
Yeah,
and you can see just how well they did last season. I mean, what was it, after Christmas they only lost one game, and that was the 3 days after Christmas, and that was to us, who were second at the time. Apart from that, they won near enough everything. So it's fantastic.
It is. They're definitely. I mean, the games I saw of them last year, I haven't seen them this year. Need to get up there. But the games I saw of them last year, it drilled. Come to mind for me. Drilled. You know, everyone knew their job. Everyone knew what they had to do. You're probably right. You look at it and you say, maybe for that level, they didn't have every superstar in that. But you give me 11 guys that work as hard in the way that they're prepared by their gaffers. You take them all the time as a team, didn't you?
100%.
Than the individuals. Another one of our mates, Dave Alpendorf, he's down there at Hastings now. Massive club, changes. What's been happening there? Good win against Jersey Bulls at the weekend.
Improvement, I'd say. Improvement and time. I know Dave really well. I referee his Chelsea college program every Wednesday near enough, and you can see from his track record just how good he is. I mean, he took Lancing to the nearly. When you look at where Lancing are now, and considering what 2 years ago he had them nearly in the playoffs to get into step 3. I mean, he's a fantastic coach. I mean, bit sour he nicked one of our players, but
That's what happens, mate. The cookie crumbles.
I know he's building. I mean, obviously, he come in, played East Grinstead, got 4-1 win, and then followed it up with a win against Beckenham. Although those are the bottom 2, you still have to win the games.
Yeah, you've got to go.
You put on a show. I mean, they won 4-1 at Grinstead, and then to show the fight to draw at Eastbourne. I mean, he was 4 unbeaten to start when he came in. Then he lost at Herne Bay, and then got turned over in the Sussex Senior Cup with a weakened side. But then to come back and beat Jersey Bulls, who obviously they're 12th, so they're a couple of places higher than them, is a real good result. And then you look at their upcoming fixtures, and that you can see them picking up points.
Who they got coming up?
I mean, so they've got Erith Town away, Sevenoaks at home, Margate away, home to Sheppey, and then away at Ashford. I mean, they're playing 16th, 18th, 5th, 10th, and 19th. So there are 4 games. There are 4 games there which I can realistically see them winning.
That strikes me as what's called opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing great things down there. Long may it continue to Davey Boy over there. Now, we've got to talk about East Grinstead. You know, extremely tough. Changes within the club, changes within the management structure, changes on the field. Have they had enough time to get a squad together yet? Who wants to go first?
I'll have a go. I mean, you look at it; they brought quite a few of their boys from Forest Row, who obviously had all dropped down from step 4 to go play for them there. But I mean, it doesn't look good for them. I mean, they've won once all season. That was back in September. They've shipped 4 or more goals in the last 3 games. And I mean, their upcoming, their next 5 fixtures are really, really tough games as well. So
who they got?
They're host Whiteleaf, go to Croydon Athletic, host Herne Bay, go to Eastbourne Town, and then they host Jersey Bulls. So they're 5 tricky fixtures. And I worry for them this Saturday against Whiteleaf, because you see what they did to Crowborough, and morale will be rock bottom. Really, really tough time, but you just got to stick together and just try and keep grinding results. But they've only scored 13 goals this season.
Yeah.
You've got minus 51 goal difference after 19 games. You don't stay up by playing like that. I mean, they've conceded 20 more goals than any other team. So,
it's a tough one. It's a real tough one, because I absolutely 100% know why the guys took on the challenge. You know, obviously the former Fro lads took on the challenge. They had a deep-rooted commitment, an emotional commitment to that club. You know, it's looking tough, but at the same time, those players, a lot of those players had played at that level anyway, as you mentioned, Monty. You know, so they know they're good enough there. Is it a a kick back from when you're playing at a level lower to then come back higher. I think non-league's right there, what he says. Is it hard to recruit good players in the relegation dogfight? I think it is. I think it is hard.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Because you're gonna want the type of character that wants to have this dogfight. Yeah, maybe a character that's been there before, or they're gonna want a lot more money. That's the sad reality of it. Let's not fuck around and beat around the bush. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be different if a player was offered like to go to Three Bridges, Flying Eye, everything like that. And by the way, you know, near enough same facilities in that way. You know, it's tough. I really want Grant's lads to get some results together, and because they took a lot of stick. At the same time, they knew they were going to get stick for what happened. Yeah, I mean, I've done a podcast with them both. Look, I mean, what's Giles saying here? Players that have had that level, but are they good enough to keep them up? Are they still level? So I think that's like what I said, isn't it? You know, yeah. So I agree, but I think the next 3-4 games they have to turn the corner at some point. Yeah. And I really, really hope they do, because they've got some great players in there. And it really is tough trying to stick them together at the moment. Anyhow, moving on to the Scheffel. Andy, you ever get to go up there?
What do you think the answer to that is going to be? What even is that league? I've no idea.
Exactly, mate. So what I'm saying
is, play there. Yeah, there you
go. What I'm saying is, message to anyone listening now: do not become a chairman of a football club. Yeah, and give me. No one should do it, should they, mate? It's just all aggro, you know, and you don't get to see any other clubs play by your own.
Yeah, about sums it up. Yeah.
Right, on to the Isthmian South Central Division. I want to start with Bognor Regis. Monty, what have you got for us over there, mate?
Bognor, they're doing better. They're improving. Obviously, a rough start to the season. I think it's a season where they want to consolidate themselves back at step 4. Wait for their return home. Obviously, not playing any home.
I think that's coming, isn't it? Is it coming?
Yeah, it's coming really soon. I can't remember exactly when, but it's definitely coming up. And I think it'll be quite similar to Three Bridges. When they return home, they can really kick on. And I mean, you look at it now, I think they're 8 or 9 unbeaten. They're in the quarterfinals of the Sussex Senior Cup, playing Brighton and Hove Albion 21s at home.
Yeah.
So, and that will be back at. They'll actually be at home. So
they'll fancy that. Well,
a really good turnout there. Fancy it, and then you wouldn't put it past them getting themselves into the semi-final.
And then it's a one-off game.
Yeah, one-off game. You don't know what could happen.
Yeah, I think they've done great, actually, considering they've been away from home. But it's also a club that is in another rebuilding phase. Andy, as chairman, when a club goes down like that, financially, what's the impact when they drop down a league like that?
Yeah, of course it has an impact.
Would they be planning, if they knew they were going down, would they be planning early doors for that?
Well, it certainly should be. Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends, because I don't know what the form was like for their relegation last year, but if you're struggling early doors, then always by Christmas, by the turn of the year, you are planning what you're going to do the following year. to minimise, like you say, minimise that financial impact. So yeah, it's a tough one in terms of what's going to happen, but sounds like they're still sort of ploughing ahead with their plans, what they're going to do. So they've obviously made the right choices again. When I spoke about our situation, that sometimes it is tough decisions you have to make, but you have to think about the long-term plan and the future. So as long as you've got the right people making the right decisions, then they'll bounce back.
Yeah, totally agree. But I think they're in a good run of form at the moment. They've got 3 wins and a draw and 1 loss this month. They'll take that. When their fans start getting behind them, when they finally do come home, I could really see them kicking on and going for those playoffs. But our other team in the league, Little Hampton, and Mitch and Gaskin over there. Wherever you go to watch Little Hampton, you get goals, you get value. Something will happen. Played last night, drew 3-3. Played on Saturday, won 4-0. But how can they kick on, Monty, this season?
Consistency. It's a big word in football, and it's hard to find. But you look at how they're doing. It's a solid start, 13th, but run of fixtures has been, just looking at it, it's been favourable in some aspects. I mean, obviously they played Horndean and Harrow and Hendon, so 3 easy games. But then you compare that, they played Hayes and Yeading and Porchester, who are 5th and 8th. But I think they've got their upcoming fixtures. If they can find consistency in their performances and field a similar starting team in each of them, they can really kick on. Because I know some of the lads they've got down there are some really, really good footballers. But when you look at consistency-wise, they haven't won back-to-back games since September. That was the last time they won 2 games in a row. So it is finding that consistency, they've
got 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in a month. You take that.
Oh yeah, definitely. You take it every day of the week, but you want to see them picking up 2 or 3 wins on the bounce. I mean, great. But coming up, they've got Ascot, Binfield, and Bedfont. 3 really very much winnable games, and you never know if they win all 3 of them. That's 9 points. That would put them up and around the playoff places.
I'd love to see that.
Again, that league is so tight. Because I mean, you look, Littlehampton in 13th. They're only 6 points back from playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's another really, really tight league where you get 2 or 3 wins, and the entire complexion changes.
You wouldn't write them off doing it either, would you?
No, not at all. Knowing the lads they got down there, obviously, I know they were trying to sign one of our lads a couple of weeks ago, but they've got a really good, solid team there. They'll do well. You saw the start of the season, they're a good run of form at the start of the season, and yeah, it's a solid team. Obviously, new league, so whether or not teams will start learning how to play against them a bit more, don't know. But I mean, they'll be comfortable in mid-table.
Yeah, I hope they can go on further now. They got some real good players there. Jake Sayers, like him, he's a bit of a Rolls Royce. I had the pleasure of coaching and playing, Tejan Sparks, and Gaskin's still putting in goals. Brilliant to see. But yeah, Statman mentioned it as well. If you go and watch Littlehampton play, you're going to get goals. There'll be goals somewhere. And kick it on. Who's it? Okay, so that's, yeah, I'm looking at it now. Okay. Yeah. them and Bogner could really kick on. But anyway, lads, let's move on. SCFL. We're both of you really coming here, and you should be experts on this league because we've absolutely tried to wing that for the last ones. Let's move it.
I think we got away with it.
Southern Gills, I wouldn't say that yet, mate. But I'll have Trev on the phone. He'll be ringing me from America. What's going on? Right, let's get back. Let's get these results. The results in the Prem this week, Monty.
Bexhill lost 2-1 at home to Stenning. Eastbourne United won 3-0 at home against Peacehaven. Guernsey won 8-0 at home to Roffey. Haywards Heath won 3-0. Pardon?
No, sorry, mate. I didn't want to stop you. I thought it was a typo. Don't worry. Sorry,
Haywards Heath won 3-0 at home to Little Common. Lancing picked up a 1-0 win at home against Vardinians. New Haven lost 3-1 at home to Seaford. Wick won 4-1 at Shoreham, with Midhurst and Eastbourne against Lingfield being abandoned, and also Pagham and Crawley Down was abandoned as well.
I'm assuming that was due to the weather.
Yeah, both of them were pitches waterlogged at half time.
And then there was two. Actually, we'll go on to the cup afterwards. And that. So, Kev Green's well-oiled machine keeps moving on. Is anyone going to stop him, lads? Andy, anyone beating Haywards Heath for this league?
No, I don't think so. I think even Stenning, I don't think I'll catch them. No, I think they're champions.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it in a minute. I went to the cup game that they played in last night. They got a phenomenal team. They really, really have. And it just seems as well that they then go and sign someone else and they strengthen up a bit more. They're getting into that habit now of not conceding or not, putting in relentless form all the time. They've let in 7 goals in 16 games.
Clean sheets are just unbelievable, aren't they? What they're doing.
I don't think that gets enough talked about.
No.
But their goal difference is plus 51. I reckon, and I know there's a couple of other managers that reckon as well. I reckon they got a sniff in the FA Vars. I do.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
I'd back them to go really far. I mean, we've played them. I don't know how we've managed to play them 3 times already. And then we could if we beat Oakwood in the RUR, we'll play them again. We could end up playing them 5 times this season, which is a joke. But having played them 3 times already, lost 2-1-1. I mean, they're just immense. And to put it into context, their defensive record, I hate bringing it up, but they conceded fewer goals all season than we shipped on Saturday.
Wow.
So they're just, you just can't touch them. I mean, we've been there twice. Once in the Peter Bentley, once in the league. I mean, yes, they beat us 1-0 through a penalty in the league, but I don't recall us really having an attack. They just dominated the game from minute 1. They just dominated, and they know they'll score. Because they'll score eventually. There's no team is going to keep them out forever. So they know they'll score, and they're too strong at the back to really give up loads of chances.
I mean, they're now 6 points ahead, game in hand on Stenning. Who's going to chase them down? So you've got, realistically, you have to look now at Orsham, Wyham and Stenning to chase them down now. And I look at Stenning and I think, goals. Bridgman. He's got like 21 goals. Dion Jarvis, 19 goals. And that's without getting to Harry Heath and Ben. They got goals all over. And then I look at the YM lot and I see a fantastic team there. Goals all around. I saw them last night. And I'll talk about that game in a bit. What are their next few fixtures, Haywood? Have a look at
They've got
this.
what could be considered a tricky run. I mean, they've got Vardinians away, but then after they go to Pagham, which is a really tricky place to go.
Lemmy's lot have done all right this year, mate.
They're doing really, really well. They've obviously got their home game in the Vars, which I think I read somewhere online a couple of weeks ago. It's their first home game in the Vars for loads of years.
It is, and they'll pack out that joint for that as well.
I went there Boxing Day last year when they played Hassocks, and they had 806 in the door. And I mean,
it's incredible.
Absolutely fantastic.
I would have gone on the 6th, but I'm engaged with something else on that day. Aren't I, Andy? So
you might,
but yeah, but they got you again, didn't they?
I know. Every time I look at their list, it seems we're an upcoming game. But and then
I spoke to a manager today, and I think they'll do a double, possibly a treble. I'm putting it out there now.
Oh, I'd agree 100%. I mean, you're looking at it, and I'd say they'll be champions. I mean, you don't see anyone chasing them down. If anyone would, it would be YM, in my opinion. But you just don't see anyone stopping them. I mean, in the RUR as well. I mean, they'll play either us or Oakwood in the semi-final, and even though we've beaten them once, you just can't say they're going to lose it. And then they go into the final against, was it Selsey or Worthing United, and they'll just be too strong. And then the Vars, I mean, we played them in the Vars.
There'll be threes on to win that up now.
Shock horror, we had them in the Vars after having them in the Peter Bentley, and now the RUR as well, potentially, having played them in 3 of the 4 cup competitions. I mean,
he ain't bitter, is he, Andy? He ain't bitter.
I mean, they're just immense. They move the ball really quickly, and then if they can't move the ball quickly, if they get a throw in, you're done for. Because they got Carl Sim, who can. When we played in Peter Bentley Cup, they got a throw in on the halfway line, and he threw it to the back post like a bullet. I mean, it's just they could attack you from so many different angles. You just can't stop them.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I want to put a shout out today, and we talked about OC now. We'll put a shout out that Eastbourne United, they're picking up a few points, I tell you, and they were really writ off. They got beat by Horsham, they got beat by Stenning. Then they just started to turn their season around. 1-0, 9-0, all right, freak game, but 3-0 beating Peacehaven 3-0. I've seen them this season. They're a good side.
Their first defeat in 9, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You know, it's I'm gonna put it out. But at the other end of the table, AFC Vardinians. I had a chat with a few guys last night. Saw a few guys at football. Saw Low Edwards there. Saw D manager. Saw Deffy, the mighty Deffy. He was there trying to be a character he is. They've just lost their manager, Alex Harris. I haven't heard about anyone yet who's in the frame. Any suggestions from you guys? Will they go internally?
I wouldn't be surprised, because if you're a manager on the outside and you're looking in and going, it's not really an attractive job to have, because you look at it, you're playing at the Withdean, you're not going to get very many people in. You're on a horrendous run of form, and it's just not a place where it's just not attractive. It's not an attractive position. I mean, we went there, was it 2 weeks ago? I didn't play in the game, but we were down to 10 men inside the first 10 minutes and beaten 5-1. And that being, and with that being 5-1, having watched the game back, it probably could have been a couple more. And they're playing against 10 men for 80 minutes against a team which, let's not beat around the bush here, aren't in the best of form. So I mean, it's a really hard position to go into. It's always going to be there. But I mean, what Loz did there last season was really, really good. And then obviously to lose him at the end of the season would have hurt. And early in the season, they picked up a couple of results. But I'm just looking through the results now, and their last win was the 13th of September against Eastbourne. That was their last win.
Wow, that's 10 weeks. 10 weeks ago.
It's a really, really, really tricky situation to go into. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did go internally for it.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, well, I was on another one the other night, and my pal Billy Wood was saying, you know, because he knows Alex, and he knows how hard he worked trying to make things happen, and that was definitely not for no fault of trying. It really weren't. It's a tough job now to go into. But I hope they come out of the right way, because they've got some good people there. But what's some of the results from the Prem? The weekend.
We've done them.
We're through them, haven't we? Yeah, because shout out. One thing that didn't forget about. What shout out to Lancing for picking up their win.
Yeah,
I really want to do that, because and Seaford Town that had a good result, 3-1
at New Haven.
And I know, and I know they had they didn't have their strongest side playing or anything like that. So yeah, I'm made up for them. I think the manager was away as well. I think he was either in Oz, Wisey, or something like that. I don't know, getting around. But yeah, Midhurst and Eastbourne, Lingfield, Calf. Interesting to see about Lingfield, right? Because I watched the documentary I started. Has any of you seen that?
I've watched the first episode.
Yeah. That's an really interesting take in it on that. I think they could go on to good things. I think they've got everything there.
Yeah.
But no. Right, lads, who goes down from this league?
Vardinians and Shoreham. Personally.
Okay.
I saw Shoreham play YM, and it was men versus boys. It was what looking at YM probably didn't get out of third gear and scored 10, and that, and 10 is quite a good scoreline for Shoreham, because if it wasn't for Shoreham's keeper Elliot Daly, probably would have been 15. He made 4 or 5 exceptional saves to keep the score to what it was. I mean, wow. They looked completely lost. They didn't really have a plan. There wasn't much fight. I mean, they conceded 2 goals in the second half before Roffey had restarted their game at Vardinians. They were just shipping goals easily, and they scored. To be fair to them, their first goal to make it 7-1 was a phenomenal goal, absolutely brilliant. I mean, 35 yards out, rocket into the top corner, goalie doesn't move. Not a bad one to get, but they looked lost. They didn't look like they had a plan. And you compare that to Lancing. They've got young manager, young team who are only going to get better. every game that goes by, they're going to learn. They're going to improve. They'll get some great coaching from the guys they've got down there, and I could see them starting to push on. And the same again with Lingfield. Got great set of coaches. They'll get well drilled, and they'll push on more. So it's looking quite dull for Shoreham. I mean, their last win was when Lawrence was the manager.
Yeah, I saw him last night as well, and he was on form. He was on form. Good lad. Nicked my chips. I thought he'd come over and nick my chips. I didn't even know it was him. But yeah, he was on form. And who goes down?
I think it depends probably on the Vardinians' next appointment. But it's any one of those three, and I think Lancing, Shoreham, and Vardinians are all struggling. I mean, Lancing won, but they won their game against Vardinians 1-0. So,
Okay.
I do. I appreciate your comments, Monty, about young side. Going to get better, but they got to get better pretty quickly, I think. I think the Vardinians appointment will probably decide whether it's them and Shoreham or Lancing and Shoreham, I think, going down.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on to the SCFL Div 1. This week we've had sitting on top, 38 points. Mo's lads got them in town. Chasing them with a game in hand is Infinity on 33, Billingshurst 32, Worthing United 29, and Arundel with a couple of games in hand on 29. Molly, give me your view on this league.
I mean,
this is one of my favourite ones.
It's a tough league. It's always tough. And I mean, full credit to Mo and Godalming. They've got a really, really good side down there. I mean, they beat us comfortably in the Peter Bentley. They were much the better team on the night. And you can see how much they've improved in just a short spell of the start of the season. We played them in pre-season and beat them 5-0. Turn it into a couple of months into the season, they beat us 6-2 in the cup. They've improved massively. They've got a great team down there. Confidence is really high. Great manager, and they seem formidable. And then Infinity as well. I mean, you look at it, wasn't it? They played Whitstable in the Vars and only lost 2-1.
They got a couple of lads down there in Roach and Teaneck.
Yeah, I mean, Billingshurst, for me, the thing that will hurt Billingshurst the most is their pitch, because
it's terrible.
It's not great in the summer. So when you get a couple of weeks' time and we start losing the games, they don't play a home game for 2 months, and then you got the backlog, and then drains the players.
I heard their keeper got a bad one last night, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's an unfortunate loss on penalties for them in the Division 1 Cup. But I mean that'll hurt them the most. But Worthing United again, they always seem to just, for me, they go under my radar quite a bit. You never see them with the flashy score lines. They're never winning 9-0, 8-1 or whatever. They're comfortable with their 2 or 3-0 wins every week, and they always hover in and around the playoff places.
I know a lot of their squad down there, and I know their 2 gaffers as well. And I've tipped them to do really well this thing. And we'll talk about the RUR and that after these, because they had a great result in that last night as well. But yeah, I can't call this league at the moment. I can't. Andy, who wins this league?
I agree with you. It's a really tough one, isn't it? I mean, you'd say Godalming based on where they are at the moment, but Infinity, stuffing Cockthorne 9-0 on Saturday.
Oh, they're gone, mate.
Yeah,
Cockford, I'm
Cockthorne
sorry.
gone.
I think they're gone, mate.
Yeah, Billingshurst in the league, won 7, draw 1 of the last 8. Shout out to Matty Hards, who's finally scored a goal from inside his own half. He tried that at Storrington last season. Probably had about 100 attempts. Yeah, hit the bungalow, hit the corner flag. But yeah, great to see him finally score a goal from inside his own half. So well done, Matty. Worthing United again doing good stuff. So it's tough, but
I don't think you can write off Arundel either.
No,
I keep saying it. They were 3-1 up in the playoffs against Forest Row.
They were,
last season,
they were.
and then lost on pens. Again, though, same as what you said, Mon. Unless they get that pitch sorted out, mate, it's tough. But they got 2 games in hand. They win them. It's there, but at the moment, Godalming Town are grinding out results.
They are. Yeah.
And Selsey, can't write them off as well. They got a couple of games. I tell you what, it's going to tell. It's going to tell over this Christmas period, and that because it takes a little bit more to get the old Div 1 player fully available over every single game for your whole squad than if you were a Prem or an Isthmian inside there. I've been there myself. It's a little temptation.
Yeah.
That you get a time where you're like Christmas, having a bit of a laugh. And I get that, and football's about that, But I'm not sure. Salty. I was with Low last night. Fantastic stuff going on at that club. Their stadium is going to be unbelievable. It really is. You can see why he's gone over there. Took a squad with him. It looks fantastic. He picked up a result, didn't he? 7-1 against Cobthorne. Now, I was critical of Cobthorne. And I was critical not because of the players and because of the sustainability of that club. Yeah. They're up the road from you two lads. They're playing at Horsham. Yeah. It's costing a shitload of money to pay there. With officials and that, you're looking at the 400-500 a game mark. And I saw the other day their attendance for one of the games was 11.
Yeah, Saturday, 11.
11. Yeah. I mean, it must be bittersweet, mustn't it, Andy? Because they don't have a ground. And they could have been relegated twice.
Yeah. Last 2 seasons, they were reprieved.
Yet you had a ground. You've got a ground.
Yeah.
You never had to move anywhere, and you get relegated.
Yeah.
What's your views on that, lads, about ground sharing like that?
I'll go because I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's. I understand it if you're doing something at your home base and you have to go and find somewhere for a season or 2, even 3 seasons. But are Copthorne doing anything? Are they intending to go back home? I don't think they are they?
No, not what I was saying.
There should be a rule, and I always thought there was a rule, in somewhere in the Constitution, which said that you could only ground share for a certain amount of time. I may be wrong, but I'm sure it used to be. If it isn't now, I'm sure it used to be a rule. it's a real kick in the teeth for the teams that are trying to do their best and trying to, like you say, are moving our bloody fencing back 2 inches and cordoning off a bit more of our ground, which is up to us whether we want Joe Public walking in with their dog or not. What's the issue with it? We were comfortable by Christmas, points wise. We could have stayed up, and where Copthorne are now is because they have and should have been relegated the last 2 seasons. So they're going to just struggle every year, unless they start paying more money for their players to get other players in. But like you said, that's not sustainable. Not sustainable when they've got 11 turn up. They get no revenue from the bar or from gate receipts, because I think Horsham take all that.
It's burning money. It's burning money.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to Div 2. Go a quick roundup. Monty, you got a roundup of the results?
You know I do. Of course, I've got results. So Saturday,
up here.
Bosham won 2-1 at home to Storrington. Brighton.
Hang on, Andy. What was happening there, lad?
Tell you what.
Move on, Monty.
No, let me speak. We should have been off. We should have been 3-4-0 up at half time. Went in 0-0. Scored early in the second half. Playing some decent football. And then we just stopped playing for whatever reason. To be fair to Bosham, they definitely play better in the conditions, because everybody knows what it was like on Saturday. It was awful. And the ball was starting to stick and in the surface, and we couldn't play. You can't play football. But to be fair to Bosham, they worked harder in the last 10-15 minutes than us and scored 2 goals. So there you go.
Oh well, it happens. Took that on the chin. Monty, give us a quick roundup.
So the rest of the results: Brighton Electricity went down by 3-0 at home to Ferring. Hailsham won 2-0 at home against Upper Beeding. TD Shipley won 3-2 at Rudgwick. Rustington won 9-0 at home to Capel, and Chichester City B won 4-1 at Worthing Town.
Fantastic. TD Shipley doing bits up there. 12 out of 12. Good club in there. But Rustington's starting to find a bit of form now. Can they claw it back? I'm not sure. But if anyone can, those players in there can. And that's not right off Hailsham. They're on a great season as well. Now, I want to move on quickly, because we haven't got too much time left. I want to move on quickly to the RUR Cup. Okay? I was at the Cup. I was at the Haywards Heath versus Horsham YM game last night. First thing I want to say is I thought that was a fantastic advert for football, for 2 really great teams playing there. Some of the standard, the stuff on show was brilliant. YM started really well. First 25 minutes, Heath scored, came to the game, grew. Some key decisions in the game. One of them where, by the way, and Fisher, the boy Fisher, scored an absolute free kick.
I've seen that. It was.
Mate, I was right behind that free kick. It was special, Brilliant player. Really nice lad as well. Big key moment in the game, I think, was one of the YM lads has gone through. He's about to shoot, just in the area. He sort of he's got his shot off. Then one of the players has clattered him. It's no pen, because he's got his shot off in there. Monty, I'm not sure too much about the rules when that happens, but apparently, I'm not sure. But then what happened was there was some dissent, sin bin, eventually moving down the line as well. Horsham lost a player as well for something like that. But take nothing away from Haywards Heath and Horsham. They battled non-stop. It was two very, very, very good teams. In the end, Haywards Heath coming through 3-1 winners. I'd say deserved 3-1 winners. Yep. After that, it does beg the question now, because I've seen a couple of decisions for both teams as well. For both teams that could have gone against them. FA put a young lad in the middle out there. Maybe they could have done with someone a little bit more experienced, but you've got to give them the chance, isn't it? You know, I know you had your own opinion on that move, Monty, but yeah. But one thing I do know is both of those teams are fantastic. They absolutely really are. So yeah, and we fully expect Heath to go on and win that cup now.
Yeah.
But the other game. So that was Stenning at home to Worthing United. Stenning flying. Have you got their team sheet up there?
Stenning, I do, yeah.
Was it their full squad?
Near enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had like Joe Ben, Tad Bromwich. They did sub a couple of their younger players in, but Stan Bridgman came on at 60 minutes. Harry Heath came on at 60 minutes as well. So it's not like it's an under 17s, under 18s team. I'd say it's a normal rotation you'd expect. It's 3 or 4 out, 3 or 4 in, just to keep legs fresh. But it was and all I really know of the game was off of Stenning's Twitter, which they were very complimentary of Worthing. Stenning kept the ball moving, but just couldn't break them down. And the Worthing United goalkeeper apparently played a blinder as well, which is always good to hear as a goalkeeper myself. Always good to see other goalkeepers doing really, really well. And it was quite a surprise, because Stenning obviously just come down from step 4, playing well, second in the league, at home with a strong team out, losing to Worthing United, who would have it'd have been a great game to go watch. I mean, but fair play to Worthing United. Stenning said they probably deserve to win it.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard as well, I've heard exactly the same as that. I've also seen the goal, seen Danny Kingston's goal. Boy, I know his father. A hell of a player that lad is, and he's capable of pulling that kind of magic. So yeah, that'd be interesting. Is the draw already done?
Draw's already done, yeah. So they'll play Selsey at home, I believe. And that's the
semis, is it?
In the semi-final, yeah. And Haywards Heath will host the winner of Roffey Oakwood.
Oh, good luck to him. Good luck to Casper.
You confirmed this. Definitely will have a Div 1 team in the final, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's great to see. Really great to see. Fantastic. Right, lads. Let's have a little roundup. I want to say thank you to you guys for coming on today. You know, last minute. I know neither of you. I know I've obviously done Dugout Diaries with you before, but none of you have done this. Stepped in, because whatever happened, the show had to go on. All the boys are back next week as well. But Andy, who you got on the weekend? Who have you got?
We're at home to Rudwick this weekend. Yeah.
And Monty?
We're at home to Lingfield, so another tricky game.
You're gonna look to hold down that number 1 spot. Is the keeper? How is your keeper? You got the friendly fire with?
Well, this one he's we no break, luckily, in his leg, which we first feared. He had scans, I think, Monday. I haven't heard anything about that, but obviously we still got Heidi, so who's obviously really, really experienced. He's a great goalkeeper, great leader, great character. Obviously he's played more step 5 games than I've had up dinners. So it's going to be a good battle between me and him for the shirt. But either way, it's just going to make us both better and make the team better. So, but the main focus for us is getting as many points as we can and trying to, in a couple of weeks, try and get ourselves into a semi-final of a cup.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah.
I will be. I'm unfortunately missing the next week's one because I am going to be away. I'm going to America on some business for a bit, which I'll be gutted about. I would have done it if it weren't for the fact that it clashes with my real job in there. But before we go, last thing is Team of the Week, sponsored by Singers Roofing. This week is Worthing FC, which is ironic because they lost last night as well, and they were flying. So that's Worthing, this Team of the Week. And so I want to say finally, thank you to Andy Philpott, SNLF FC chairman, for coming in and helping me out, so we could get the show on. The poshest name in football, Monty Watson Price. Lads, give it a minute. How'd you find it?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I'm a person who likes waffling. I'm a professional waffler, so I can talk for hours, and especially on a subject I like, football, non-league. Great, it's my type of thing.
Excellent. Well, lads, you've done great. Loads and loads of people watching again, which for everyone watching out there that didn't have anything else better to do than tonight just to watch us, we truly appreciate you. You know, we've got a couple of Christmas specials coming up as well, around 21st, something like that. We got some fun, and we want to get like loads of people interacted on. So if there is anyone out there that wants to jump on a little Christmas special over the festive season, and just let us know, because we want to hear from you, and we do it for you lot. We really do. You know, we don't do it because we have to. We do it because you lot are sitting there still watching when everyone should be really turning it in for the night, because it's getting close to 10. And if you're like my mate Lee Penn, you'd be all going to bed now. So lads, everyone watching at home, take care. Seeing off until next week. SNLF signing off.